Sangha is a place to build community and to be able to reconnect with each other, and particularly to nature. Nature meaning that we are somehow part of it and not separate. And that's why, let's say, this dream has chosen this kind of very ambitious name. I'm really aware of this. And trying to make our best in order to be worthy for this name. From the side of my family, they always thought that's madness. And actually, when we came here, there was really nothing, and it wasn't like this. And when people were looking at it at the beginning, but actually here's nothing. Do you see in it? And actually I was already seeing the beauty, which wasn't perceived maybe by others. And now from time to time, maybe oh yeah, maybe you were right. It's starting to get really, really beautiful. And so I didn't feel that I had that much encouragement to dive into this project. But I really felt like being guided somehow, and to do it anyway, despite difficulties and hardship. And now really, I think I'm really happy when people come and they say, wow, it's so great to stay here, and they really enjoy themselves and they enjoy the place. This is, I think, this one of the things that makes me more satisfied at all, because I never thought of this place as being a kind of private heaven. I always felt that it needed to be shared with as many people as possible. And so we don't want to keep it for ourselves, also because I have this deep feeling and awareness that we are not permanent on this planet. So sooner or later our personal time will be over, and it's important to give something back to the planet that will be worth for the generations to come, and that they will be able to enjoy, and particularly also the abundance we try to build on this property by enhancing the soil and by planting as many as possible fruit trees, for example. We have planted so far something like 400 fruit trees, which are almost dispersed in the forest, to make it a really big edible space where people can simply come, collect and have something to eat, and try to enhance biodiversity as much as possible. We have some domestic animals as well, in a limited number, because I don't want to have maybe too many animals on the property in order not to impact the wildlife too much. So to keep really this kind of balance between wildlife which is roaming through, like deers, foxes and birds and whatever, but on the other hand also to offer to the animals a place of freedom, where they can roam around really freely without being really confined. For example, our geese or our chicken, they really can go almost everywhere except in the night time, where we just keep them in order to protect them from predators. And then we have two horses, two lovely mares, which have been rescued from slaughter, and so they had a second chance to enjoy life in a different way, and they are living really freely, and they can do whatever they want to, and really live as it's adequate to their species. It's it's not that logical, and maybe a little bit insane, because we are not totally vegan. We eat animal products. So I think that if we want to continue to eat animal products, maybe it would be better actually to eat our own. But this means also to take responsibility for ending the life of our animals case. And so this is probably a thing which we still have somehow to define within ourselves. Either stop eating animal products at all, or really, instead of buying animal products from somebody else who has done this job, to do it ourselves. But we still have to figure out on that side. Well, actually, the biggest challenges were in order to grow something it was totally overgrown. So we first had to clean up a part of it at least. Of course, not all, because we also want to respect the work that nature has done by bringing back all this beautiful forest. But we had to clear up at least the spaces where we want to cultivate something. And being in the mountains, the soil is rather poor, so we had to build up some soil where we can possibly grow food in it. And this, of course, took some time, took some effort, and took some skills as well. And well, the biggest challenges and fears is that we don't have enough time and energy to do everything that could be possibly done. And so sometimes I personally run into kind of anxious mood, and I'm just saying, oh my God, there's so many things to do and maybe to look after. And sometimes, yeah, it happens that I get simply exhausted because I would like to see it already fully developed, but I'm aware that I have to acknowledge that it's an issue of being also patient and do things step by step. In 5 years, I would like to see it well. I expect all the young fruit trees that we have planted, that they start to bear fruits, so that finally we will be able to harvest what has been seeded somehow. And that we have really some more structures in place where people could possibly stay and enjoy themselves. Right now we have started a project mainly aimed at children and young people, a tree house and a hobbit house where young people could enjoy themselves and discover nature through multi-sensory activities, and yeah, maybe have a kind of eco-camping maybe in the trees, something like that. Really a place where more people could come and they can stay, have a stay here, and that it will be more flowery and colorful as ever. We are already seeding like mad wildflowers, and they will spread around, I think, going along with time. So I expect this place to be really abundant and colorful and more beautiful than ever. So beauty is really important to us, because I think nowadays we lack beauty that much. So it's a blessing for our senses as well. Well, we started to host groups at the moment, mainly for workshops. Sometimes lovely people come here to do some voluntary contribution. and it's a really a nice exchange, and it's a starting point in order to have this sharing possibility with others. Maybe in the future, when we have got more also structures available in order to host people, more people could possibly come and stay with us. And I also hope that more people might be able to join in the project as well, in order to have some part of it developed and looked after, because, well, our age is not 20 years, we're a little bit older, so time is certainly advancing, and we won't be able and have the energy to keep up this place forever. So who knows? I think that we have also to start to look into what will be coming next, and how we could possibly manage it all together and share it with others as well. Yeah, you see, more than 50% of human population, they are living in cities, and so I think it's no wonder that we have lost a possibility to connect with nature, and our lifestyles are far too fast also to connect with each other. So we have nearly no time, time also to neither to enjoy ourselves nor to enjoy, let's say, what nature is still about. And maybe that has somehow acted on us. So it's not a blame, it's simply a fact what it's happening. And I think it's simply time to reclaim our reconnection with nature as well, because if you're not connected to nature, you're not able to be a guardian of it. So it's really important. Also, if it's just a short-term experience, to offer to people what we are about to lose within all the destruction which is going on in the world, and this means raising awareness and willingness to be part of a positive change, and that's mainly also, let's say, for ourselves, and to be able also to drink from this cup of beauty, and to bless our souls.